country can be hard on West Texas,
Mm-hmm.
but not nearly as hard as West Texas is on West Texas.
Absolutely.
I want people to see this and go, hell yeah, that's who we are.
Welcome to the Best Midland Texas podcast, where we talk about, you guessed it, the best of Midland, Texas. Each week we will interview small business owners, entrepreneurs, and personalities here in the best city in the world, Midland. Guess what? If that's something that you enjoy, please give us a like. We're a brand new channel. We're a brand new podcast. And we would love for you to subscribe and listen to us every single week. Speaking of this week, we've got a guest for you. We've got a guest. For those of you who don't know who we are, though, hi, I'm Ryan Shewchuk, and this is my gorgeous, unbelievably generous and considerate. I'm going to get so many points for this. This is my wife, Terra Avery.
Hello.
And all right, so speaking of our guests, I'm going to let Terra, I'm going to take it away because we've got, oh man, I can't wait. Can't wait for this interview.
So we have Brandy Bell, who is a self-described broken girl who did not give up. She's a designer, an entrepreneur, a philanthropist, author, founder of Southern Bell and Company, and now executive producer and host of the brand new TV show, Keeping Good Company, which can be seen bi-weekly on Thursdays at 1 p.m. on Channel 9 starting August 25th. Brandy, we know you are incredibly busy right now, so we appreciate you taking the time for us, and thank you for being here.
Oh, heck yeah. Y'all make me sound more impressive than I am. I'm not that impressive.
I'm impressed by you.
Well, I appreciate that. No, this is fun. I'm glad you guys are doing this. I think there's a lot of amazing things around Midland, people, places. Like, I just, anytime anyone's going to shine a spotlight on Midland, I'm good with it.
Perfect.
So,
Yay.
Yeah, and we thank you. We know how busy you are. Your new show is coming out soon, and I know you're doing a ton of promotion. But we will get into the new show. But first, we wanted to ask you about Southern Bell and Company.
yeah.
So listen, you're a fifth generation home builder and interior designer.
Yeah.
5 generation. That's
Yeah.
I couldn't even figure out 5 generations.
Well, that's the only thing our family knew.
Okay.
And then, that even sounds more purse. Like they were all carpenters. And so trim guys, I think pretty much everybody in my family. And then as we kind of got older and, some of us became painters and builders, electricians and builders. My uncles are electricians. Like everybody in our family is in construction. And so it's kind of all we know. So Bell & Co.
Yes.
Actually was not my design company. My design company was just Brandy Bell Design Consulting. I started Bell & Co. about 15 years ago, really just because, I wanted to find a way to give back. We kind of had a rough start, me and the kids, and we loved Midland. Community changed us, and so I wanted to create a little organization where we just, as cheesy as it sounds, we just did nice things for people.
Okay.
We were so thankful, and so I think we were doing stuff for a few years before we quote unquote branded it, is what you would call it nowadays. This was, a dozen years ago. I didn't know what branding was. I just knew I wanted to name it. And so I sketched out a logo and then I listed out all the things we were going to do. I wanted to help single moms and working moms. And I just made up crap. And then we just started doing it. And then it became a thing. I think it only became a thing 5 years ago.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
It was just always So Bell & Co. Even now, if people are like, what is So Bell & Co.? I don't know. It's just community. It's now a production company.
Yeah, I mean, you said on your website, it's a multimedia company, right? And
Now
as
it's
a marketer,
everything.
I'm like, oh, I'd love to hear this. A multimedia company, all right.
Yeah, technically, so we felt when I met with a business coach, because, that's what we all do. We all find coaches. They were like, so you write. I was like, yeah. And they were like, and at the time I was doing a lot of news stuff. So I was on, on TV already. I was like, yeah, we do TV stuff. I love in-person events. And then I just kind of listed all the things that we quote unquote do at So Bell & Co. And they were like, oh, you're a multimedia company. I was like, okay.
Right.
I'm putting that on my website.
It's going right on my LinkedIn
Yeah,
immediately.
that's exactly what it is. So, and then, oddly enough, and then I start writing books, and there's a podcast, that we talked about that we're trying to keep together, in a TV show. And so it is a multimedia company now, for real. So
I love it.
yeah.
So with your interior design background, and this is just a little selfish question from us.
Yeah.
when you're less busy producing and hosting your television show, is there any way that you can help us with this podcast studio?
Yeah, because it's confused.
Yeah, the wall color especially. I mean,
Well, there's lots of different kinds of art. I think you need an art wall.
okay,
I think we need to take those two down.
Oh, absolutely.
Because those came from Kirkland's
yeah,
circa
yeah,
1985.
those came with
Those came with the building.
But hey, the desks are cool. Like
Okay.
they're super cool. Like you could have some fun with these.
oh, retro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you could have fun in here.
Okay,
We just have to come in here and viciously rearrange your environment.
Yes.
perfect. All right, we'll give you a call on your
Okay,
downtime.
My downtime.
Yeah,
I have 2 days in 2023. Give me a call.
perfect.
No, you come over. You help us with SEO. As a matter of fact, I'll bring my team over.
Okay.
You can go in the front room and teach them SEO. And while that's happening, I'll viciously rearrange.
I love this. And
your
we'll
environment.
film it all. You know,
We'll
yeah.
film it all. And this is what happens when you let me on a podcast.
Oh.
I will find a way to trade services.
All
I
right.
didn't pay for my first kid's braces.
Nice.
I built an orthodontist's office.
In your book, Destined for More, A Broken Girl's Journey of Chasing Dreams and Killing Giants, which is fantastic. Buy it, read it.
Thank you.
You write about moving to Midland as a single mom of 3 young boys and struggling to provide the life that you wanted for your sons. Can you tell us a little bit about that journey and the progression from working, doing mural painting and all of that, to creating So Bell & Co. and then eventually coming up with the idea for your television show?
Yeah, I mean, it's like our move to Midland is pretty much why we do, I guess, everything we do now. I grew up, you know, as dysfunctional as my family was, we still had a big family, and it's, you know, big Southern families. They sometimes you got aunts taking care of you, so it was an interesting background, but I can't say that we ever quote unquote had community, right? I don't even think I knew what that was. And so moving to Midland and having strangers who didn't know us from Adam decide to step up and say, hey, can we help? I love the South. I love the North. I love the Midwest. I love it all. It's pretty much not a place that I've been that I haven't loved, but I really love Southern hospitality. And I was raised in it, but the Southern hospitality on the East Coast is a little bit different than it is here.
Okay.
You know, like we love hats and gloves. We love hosting. I love doing all those things, table settings and all of that. But in West Texas, the hospitality is a little bit different because they're going to get dirty with you, right? Like they're not going to just invite you in and give you a sandwich. They're going to invite you in and figure out, like, come on now, what do you need? Like, what can we help you with? And so I actually talk about it in the book that's getting ready to come out. Somebody brought me a box of paper goods, and they had just listened to me kind of share my heart on some struggles I had. And they brought me a box of paper goods, and there was like some air fresheners because one of my kids complained about the little trailer I was renting. And it was just like basic things, nothing expensive, right? But, you know, I felt like they delivered hope, right? And that's West Texas, I feel like. Like, we're very loyal in the practical ways. And so that changed me. Like, and then I went to work at a department store, and I really, you know, kind of struggled to take care of my kids because I couldn't leave, and I couldn't do this, and I couldn't do that. I decided I want to figure out a way to help people. I didn't even know what it looked like, but I knew that I didn't want little girls growing up thinking that they couldn't do things. And I didn't want single moms growing up or raising their families and not able to take care of their kids. Like, I didn't want that for people. And so that kind of this move to West Texas, and I'm a beach girl. Like, I can't, you know, I moved here from an island. My husband's from South Florida. We love the ocean, and yet there's something beautiful about West Texas. People love well here. They love hard. They're loyal. And so I could have gone home, you know, after my ex, and by the way, we're friends now. So people are like, how can you talk about your ex? Well, we have a friendship now. Like, you know, like it was toxic and dangerous, and it was like not good. but you can heal. You can move forward. And so he's my friend now. We still fight, but in a good way. I could have left when he didn't show up, but there was something about, this place, and I just felt like I was supposed to be here, and it changed our lives in every way. And I have 3 boys that could have been statistics.
Yeah.
Daddy ain't around, single mom, multiracial, minority, label them however you want. One of them had behavioral disorders, one of them had an attention to, whatever. But we're not a statistic. People walked with us, and we want to walk with other people.
I love
and
it.
not in a judgy way, just in we've been there.
Yeah.
Life's hard.
Yeah.
Life's hard.
As somebody who's also multiracial and grew up with a single mom, I didn't know it then, obviously, but then when I had my own kids, I was like, man, my mom was a hustler.
Yeah.
She grinded to provide food. So, single moms out there, I give them all the respect in the world.
I love that. Did you have brothers and sisters?
Not until I was into my teenage years. So, and then I was almost out the door.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
That's cool.
yeah, I was like, man, Mom, I got to give it to you. You know what I mean? Because I was spoiled. You know what I mean? And then I felt bad. Because I'm like, why were you buying me Air Jordans and stuff?
Oh, I'll tell you why. Because single moms feel like we have to overcompensate in other areas because, there ain't no daddy at home. I did a lot of overcompensating. So, we want to show our love.
Absolutely.
We wanted y'all to feel normal, little turds.
I love that you refer to your children as little turds.
Little
It cracks me up.
They are. They're still, now the little
Now
turds
they're
have
big
produced more turds. Now there's, extra turds around.
How many grandkids do you have now?
We now have 4.
Oh, my gosh.
We actually got to be at the hospital right after our 4th was born. Her name is Baker Blaine.
Oh,
She's
I
in
love
Tyler,
it.
Texas, and she's so freaking cute.
I've
Yeah.
only seen Marley because I did watch the pilot episode and a couple of your podcasts that you did, but she is precious.
She's pretty fun. Yeah, she's got a
She's
little brother.
cute.
There's a whole slew of them now.
Oh, man, I can't wait to see them all.
Yeah.
I'm holding out. I can wait a couple more years until I'm a
Granddad.
grandfather.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm good. But my kids my daughter's 21 and in college, and my son's about to be 17. So I'm like,
Your granddad name's going to be so jacked up. I can
Yeah.
already tell.
yeah.
It's going to be something jacked up.
I'm not even going to think about it. I really don't. I'm scared, but
I'm excited.
great. All right, so let's talk about your new show. You're hosting it. You're the executive producer. It's called Keeping Good Company. It's been described as Martha Stewart, Jimmy Fallon, and Mr. Rogers had a TV show
Or a baby.
or a baby.
Oh.
That'd
It's
be a cute
actually
baby.
creepy now that I said that out
Be a
loud.
cute baby.
We just want to go do nice things, go do small things, fun things, because it feels good. It's amazing. It feels good to go do things for people. And so that's kind of what we do on the show. It's told through a storytelling format, with design and hospitality, because that is the language I speak. If someone was a mechanic, that might be the story they tell or the language they use. I'm, designer, did a lot of hospitality events, so it's kind of the story we tell it through, but we just go do crazy crap. And we do nice things, and we're not the only one doing nice things. It's not like, hey, look at Pollyanna and her crew, because that is not us. We're just very normal people that believe small acts of kindness change lives. Like somebody bringing a
It's the
box
ripple
of,
effect.
paper goods to your house.
Yeah.
It's those small things that change lives. So we don't do anything huge. There was that show with the really cute guy. They did the whole homes. It may still be on TV.
The Move That Bus guy?
Yeah. The Move That Bus.
yeah,
Well, and it's very entertaining,
Sure.
and it can be inspiring, but 99% of America probably don't have $500,000 to go redo someone's house. We are not the Move That Bus people. It's not really realistic. But what we hope to do is show people, hey, these are little everyday things that are fun to do, that are not expensive. Even if you just take a portion of what we're doing, that you can go do to do nice things for people. So of course, I called a friend and was like, hey, find me a single mom that just needs a blessing. And I always, we're not, this isn't, one of the shows where we're going to tell the whole sad backstory on someone, like, you know, she lost her leg in the war, or, you know, she was a single. I mean, just like whatever. I just wanted a single mom to bless. She had a great job.
Yeah.
She's very, you know, she's got a great life. We just wanted to say, hey, just because you're human,
Right.
we want to do something nice for you. And it was hard because, you know, single mamas are prideful. Like I knew, and I was like, hey, we just want to do something nice. Tell me what you need. And so it started with, she's like, well, you know what? I moved in here 5 years ago. My friends hung pictures on the walls because I work all the time.
Right.
I never had time. I do like to decorate. I even like to paint furniture, but I don't have time for that. And she was like, and then my TV, it's been sitting on that table. I've been wanting it hung. And I said, keep going, keep going, keep going. I said, and I made a whole list and was like, we will do as much as we can. And we did. And of course I'm a decorator and I'm pretty fast. So we decorated and we painted and we hung her TV and, you know, but asked her, hey, what do you love? What's important to you? And then, you know, and these were not professional painters. It's my team. Half of them are techies. And I'm like, grab a paintbrush. Because you don't have to be an expert or perfect at something to lend a hand to someone.
Right.
And what's so cool is we formed a relationship with her. We got to know her better, you know, got to surprise her with a makeover, and it wasn't expensive. Like, you know, I had people donate stuff, and we got some paint, and, you know, just it's community coming together. But we do that. We have a dog parade. That's our first episode in my front yard.
I love it.
Because everyone can buy a bag of dog food, right?
Right.
Mother Teresa quotes, one of our mission statements, not everyone can do, and I always paraphrase it, but not everybody can do big, huge acts, right? We can't do great things is what she calls it. But everyone can do small acts with love. Yeah. And really that does change things. We don't have to move that bus, you know? And so like that's the premise of the show, but we travel all over West Texas and it's pretty dysfunctional, but fun. We also interview other people doing great things because there are people out there doing some amazing things.
Yeah.
And so, you know, we bring in other people, you know. And then one of my hearts, when I created the show originally in 2017, it was for YouTube. And I wanted it to be like, yeah, we kind of teach some stuff, but we also interview people and we get backstories. So I wanted the podcast YouTube aspect of it. So when it kind of became a TV show, which is just a long story unto itself, I said, I don't want to get rid of that aspect because we only have 55 minutes. And we're teaching everything from making Chex Mix to speaking a new, I mean, you just never know what we're going to do. Like, it's 55 minutes. But I have these amazing people we're interviewing. I want that in its own YouTube and podcast. So we have Good Company backstory where you get to hear, like when you hear Barbara Yarborough, it will undo you.
Oh, boy.
So we take a little, of course, we can only take a few minutes here and there and put it into the show, but you get to go watch and listen to her whole interview. It is amazing. And then I wanted resources. So I was like, I don't want just a website, which is why, Ryan, we'll need your expertise sometime in the future. I wanted
you heard it here. This is being recorded.
I wanted a place where people could go and go, hey, they were in Marfa. Wait, where did they say they went? Oh, wait, how did they make that spinach dip? Like we want a very interactive website where they can go and get resources. And so it's not just a, hey, come watch me be a dork on camera. We want to change lives. Like, I don't want to be entertaining or I don't want to do it, which sounds like, well, I'm going to take my pail and leave the sandbox. But there's enough entertaining people out there.
Yeah.
I either want to make a difference or I don't want to do it at all. Because this is hard on our family. It's like, it's time consuming. Like everyone's sacrificing. Yeah. I sure hope we're, leaving the world a little bit better than we found it,
I think you are.
Oh, thanks,
For sure.
Terra. That's sweet.
For
Thank
sure.
you. I appreciate that.
I know I met you about this time last year.
Yeah.
And you were like, I can't say much.
Yeah.
I'm making this TV show. And I was like, wow. I was like, okay. Like, I said, let me know if I can help out in any way. But this is exciting. I went home and I was like, Terra, man, Brandy Bell, she's producing this television show. I was
She's
like, man,
crazy.
this is great. I'm like, I'm so glad I moved here from Vegas. I mean, I love it here.
Well, I think every single community in the country has the opportunity to be the best the best community in the world. We all have that opportunity. I think Midland's the best community. Actually, so I'm selfish. It's not Midland, it's West Texas for me, because when I moved here, it wasn't just Midland that offered me jobs. It was Odessa, it was Crane, it was Clyde, it was Marfa, it was Monahans, it was Big Springs. So when we picked out our first travel cities, I picked cities I already had relationships with.
Right.
Yeah.
These people fed me and my children, right? So it's, it was an easy, like, I love the crap out of West Texas. And I love my hometown. I love Virginia. I love Carolina. I love the East Coast. I love those. Those are my people. I want them to be the best community too. So if we have a way to show people, like, you can do this in your community. Like, I think we do it really well here in West Texas. I do. I think part of it's because we get kicked every 5 years. We get the wind knocked out of us. We're prepared, and we get back up because we're all holding hands, right? So we do have something that's uniquely different. Part of the show is we show it through the spirit of the diversity of the people and places of West Texas. We have a good story to tell here. And I hope West Texans see it, because, I've said this in every interview. I'll say it again and again. The country can be hard on West Texas, but not nearly as hard as West Texas is on West Texas.
Absolutely.
I want people to see this and go, hell yeah, that's who we are. They have a reason to be proud. They've changed lives. They changed my life. Does community really change things? Ask my kids.
Yeah.
Ask them. Change my life.
Yeah.
Right? And to me, it's worth the fight. And I want other people to go, I want that for our community.
Yeah.
And there's great communities all over this world, and I want them to get prideful and stand behind each other. We have become poop heads in this country. Normally I would cuss, but I don't know what kind of podcast this is. So I'm going to stop y'all from having to bleep me out. But
Poop heads is perfect.
Poop heads is perfect. We have gotten very mean. We've become mean to one another.
Yeah.
It's not okay. We have to make kindness louder, okay? There are plenty of bullies out there that are screaming at the top of their lungs. You know what? Y'all don't know me. I can be louder than you, right? So we're about to make kindness louder. And I think if everyone did that, we'd see a totally different country. People would quit worrying about, are you Democrat or Republican?
Right.
Are you this or you that? One of our philosophies growing up was, you go make friends with people who do not look like you, vote like you, pray like you, or love like you. Go find those people. That's how we change things. And you don't have to adopt someone's values
Right.
to respect them. You can still be amazing friends with someone and not take on their values.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay for us to disagree. As a matter of fact, I didn't know this when I wrote the first book, but if anybody wants to go back and try to cancel me, I wrote a whole book. Go cancel me. You got a reason. Go read all the reasons why you can cancel me. We're all screw ups.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what? Unless someone is evil and they don't want to change, they're the only people that don't deserve a second chance.
Yeah.
But every single person in this country who has done something wrong or done something bad or accidentally done something or just whatever, they deserve a second chance.
Yeah.
We have to quit canceling people because they were stupid, because all of us are stupid.
We have all been stupid at one point or the other.
Yeah.
Just try to do better and be better.
Just be a better person. That's all.
But I like that. Be louder with the kindness.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm hoping. I have a big mouth. So there's that.
It comes in handy when you're trying to be loud.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. But we're excited about the show. We're excited for Midland.
How many episodes?
8 each season.
Okay.
So we'll have 8 season 1, 8 season 2. One of the episodes for season 1 is special to my heart. It's not a live taping. It's when I had first had this idea. It was actually someone who had said to me, who I would say is my business partner, my mentor, they're everything. When I first was doing what's called I was first talking to a couple people about the show and just kind of decided I was going to pull back. I wasn't sure about it. I really love YouTube. I wasn't sure about networks, this, that, and the other. And this person was like, go film your own dang pilot.
Right.
Well, I didn't even know what that was. So I had to look into it. And I ended up filming 2 because I'm an overachiever. I was like, if one sucks, we got the other. It was really expensive. And I went to community and just said, hey, I want to do this. I think this story is worth telling. I think it could be a platform for change. It's a gamble. If you give me money, it's a gamble. I have no idea what's going to come of it. But I only went to people who know my work ethic, who trust me, who are like, hey, if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to freaking do it. right? And so they gave me money. I filmed these pilots. I did take it to some different execs to find out, is this proof of concept good? Like, is this a good idea? And we got lots of yeses. I learned that it's a good idea. And so it was like, okay, I think I'm going to own this myself, right? I'm going to save it for 2 seasons. We'll renegotiate after that. But when people are like, wow, gosh, you have a TV show? Yes, I do, but I also own it. I'm producing it. I'm the host. I put together the team. Yeah. It's a lot of hard work. HGTV did not come up and say, I'm going to give you, $500,000 an episode to film this. That's not how we did this. Yeah. Now, we could have done some things differently with networks, but it wouldn't have been right for the community. It wouldn't have. Right. And so, hopefully one day we will find a way to partner with a large network where it's not asking West Texas to sacrifice. Like, we can keep the show here, but that, the network changes everything. And so for now, we're owning it. It's great. So it's great for West Texas. It's just it's the hardest thing I've ever done.
I bet.
It's hard. But I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change anything we're doing right now. It's so badass.
It's awesome. That's what I love about YouTube. I mean, you own it, right? And so, when you go to the big networks, I mean,
and we are, by the way, we are airing on some networks, but they're local, and so we're keeping the money local. We're working with local networks, so we are, people who want to watch it on TV, and there are people who are they love TV. Sure. That's awesome. We want to keep doing that as long as we can. So there will be people, ways you can watch it throughout Texas on TV. But I love YouTube. I sat down with my team. You know what? I'm going to read you a quote. Mr. Rogers said this. Let me give you. There's so many good. I freaking love the crap out of Mr. Rogers. People are like, do you want to be the next Joanna Gaines? No, not at all. I think she's doing a great job. I think she's amazing. I love how they're loving their community. I was in construction 25 years. Been there, done that. I want to be the next Mr. Rogers, but like with the potty mouth. So he said, I have so many quotes.
I've got a cardigan out there if you want to put it on.
Oh, man. I wear cardigans. Hey, I love him. So he said, television has the chance of building real community out of an entire country. And he said, one of the most sacred places is the space between a television and a viewer. And he loved public television. And I love public television. We do have a local PBS. They like to collaborate. Yeah. Since I own the show and it's all me, that just didn't really work out. Not that it's all me. I'm sorry. It's not. You know what I meant? Yeah. It's a whole team. But like, since I own it and I didn't collaborate with anyone, it doesn't really work for PBS. Yeah. But I love the concept of public television. And so I sat down with my team and I said, hey, what's the next generation's PBS? I had written down the answer, but I wanted to hear what they said. Right. Yeah. And they all said YouTube. Yeah. And so I want the show to somehow be allowed to be on YouTube, but a major platform also. So even if they get it first, right? Maybe they get it first season. I want it to always go to YouTube. I want people who can't afford, a monthly Netflix fee or Discovery Plus or any of those. And I know they're cheap, but you know what? I didn't have cable till I married my husband now. My kids were raised without it. I didn't have money for it. Yeah. Like, we watch PBS. They grew up on PBS because it was free. Yep. Well, my granddaughter now, she'll tell you her favorite channel is Trinity and Maddie. It's not on TV. It's a YouTube channel. Oh, okay. Yeah. So she's growing up on YouTube. Yeah. I want that. So YouTube's going to be huge for us, huge. But we will do some of the network stuff too.
Nice. So awesome. It's here locally. It's on Channel 9. Yeah. And then it's also going to be airing in.
So you can watch it. Like, there's tons of so here locally is I think it's 140 counties. So it's like a big, span. And then there's another few hundred counties towards South Texas and then towards Abilene out, San Angelo out. So it we did not do Dallas, Houston this season, frankly, because it's so freaking expensive. Yeah. I would have liked to have, but it just, there are amazing people sponsoring this show. Amazing companies. When you look at our sponsor logos, we have an application, unless I approach someone because I love them so freaking much. There's a couple companies I have a crush on, like Lemmy Shine. I'm freaking in love with Lemmy Shine. they're an amazing company, but they do these healthy products, and my husband is obsessed with them. So like I approached them. I wanted them to be a
Like
sponsor.
the washing machine cleaner?
Yeah.
A family member actually started that and then sold it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. So, well, I'm dear friends with the new owners, the Eggmeyers.
Nice.
She was one of the people when I first moved here. Oh, going through a horrible divorce. Like, oh, Donna, she's Mama Donna to me. Her family walked with me, and so when my husband, like, he didn't even know I knew the Eggmeyers. He's just in love with their products. I'm like, those are my people. This is when we were dating. And I was like, those are my people. Anyway, so when you look at our sponsors, they're all good people.
Yeah.
Like, these are freaking amazing people. They're good companies. They love not perfect, by the way. Somebody's going to go, well, I know something about that company. Well, you probably know something about me too, okay? But they're really great companies. So, like, we have kind of an application process, and it's, hey, we just want to know a little bit about you. Like, we want to make sure we're a good fit for you and you're a good fit for us.
Right.
And because we want people to know that when they give us their logo, like, you're in an elite kind of group of people who are making a difference, right? So that's it. Like, even our sponsors are important to us, which, by the way, everybody's like, wow, you've got season 1 done. I'm like, yeah, we got it filmed and it's heading to network, but we're still paying people to produce. So we are 2/3 of the way there. So, like, it's airing, but we're still raising money. Like,
So if there's any local businesses, or I guess all of Texas, that would have an interest in doing sponsorships with you guys, do they just go to the website?
Yeah, just go to our website. There's a place, thank you for asking that says Join Our Journey. And you can click on it and see. And we, of course, we offer amazing commercials because I have an amazing team. But we do the commercials so that they're of the quality they can be put on TV, but we also want them to be micro content because I do love marketing. I'm like, ooh, you can put this on your website. You can break it up and use it on social media. My operations manager, Tori, actually graduated with a marketing degree. But she's, like we discussed, there's so many different areas of marketing. She's got her hand in this over here. And so we try to offer people, like, I think the best marketing packages in the state of Texas, because I'm competitive. I'm like, show somebody our marketing package and tell me what they have.
Nice.
Mine will be better.
And the website is
watchkeepinggoodco.com.
Perfect. Check it out. It's going to be bi-weekly Thursdays, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Starting
In
August
like
25th.
10 days.
Yeah.
August 25th.
Oh my gosh, it is 10 days.
Yeah, August 25th. And as soon as they air in the afternoon that night at 7:57, why 7:57? Because I'm terrified of planes, and it stuck in my head. They were like, what time? I was like, I don't know, 7:57? So it stuck. So we'll drop it on YouTube at 7:57, and it also will do all the interviews and podcasts same time. So everything that's in the show will hit at one time every Thursday.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
That's smart.
All right, I have one last question for
Yes.
you. So I've been here now in Midland almost 2 years and about another 2 months. And so when Terra was already here in Midland, and I was back in Las
Because
Vegas.
Terra's from Midland, born and raised.
Born and raised in Midland.
Yes.
And she was back here. I was in Vegas and during the pandemic, and just decided I should join her in Midland. And that was the step that we decided to take. And so in preparation of researching Midland, and obviously I'm in social media, I'm in marketing, but I actually came across, I obviously didn't know you at the time, but I actually came across a blog post of yours that I realized later after I met you, and it was called "Welcome to West Texas."
Oh, that is so funny. That is so old.
Yeah, it was like from 2017.
Yeah, I think there were a few people that were like, you can't do that. You're not from West Texas. I was like, I know. I'm not from here either. Welcome. This is my experience. Yeah, I got.
And I was like, this person is cool. And again, I could only take it at face value, but I was like, so here's my question, because I still haven't figured it out. What am I missing on Tuesdays at Rosa's?
Oh, okay, that's great. You know why I love this question?
Yeah.
Because I'm the wrong person to ask.
Okay.
I am, like, we kind of hint on it season 1, but we really get into it season 2. I'm a health nut.
Okay.
I kind of was before But then in my early 20s, I got some degenerative arthritis, which made, and like my kids thought I was a health nut. Now I'm like a super health nut. So I love roses to go in there and have a tea. I go get a tea because I love roses. I think they're super freaking cool.
Yeah.
And it's like everyone goes to roses. It's like the community watering hole. So I go get an unsweet tea and I just sit down. And people are so used to me watching them eat, it's not even weird anymore.
So you're a people watcher at Roses.
Yeah, well, I'll go with friends and I just kind of, we conversate and they eat and, it's not weird anymore. It's just, I just like, if you invite me anywhere, chances are I'm probably not going to eat their food.
Yeah.
But do you want me to tell you where you could go eat? That's delicious.
Please.
And pretty healthy.
Please.
Pie Social has a cauliflower crust. It's very good. I'm sure it's probably pretty clean, but they have goat cheese.
Yes.
Because I don't do traditional dairy unless like I'm acting like a party animal. I'm probably going to go with goat cheese or almond cheese or, and then they always have great vegetables. And I know they try to work with some of the local farmers. So
Nice.
Dorinda and Josh, I love them so much at
Garlic Press.
Garlic press.
Those are my people.
Yeah.
They are they're amazing.
They're so nice.
If you eat at his restaurant, it's going to be as clean as you can possibly get. They source their ingredients. They work with local farmers. Their fish is sustainably sourced. They're bad. They're freaking amazing.
Yeah.
They're such good cooks. So I love them too. And then there's a place called the Harvest Kitchen, and it's super clean.
Where is that at?
And when I say clean, I guess I should say I'm not talking like the restaurant. I mean
Right.
the food.
The food is
But
clean.
somebody's going to
The
hear
restaurant
it and be
is
like,
also clean, I'm sure.
I'm sure they're all clean, but by like clean
Clean
chemical
eating.
free,
Right.
Yeah.
So that's like, I tried it when people are like, wait, are you vegan? Are you paleo? Are you carnivore? I'm not any of those things. Like I love all food. I just love clean food. So I
Yeah.
try to eat chemical free as like kind of my jam. But the Harvest Kitchen, such a cool place. It's off of Big Spring. People need to go there if you want good, healthy food. Owner Orlando is awesome. Just so those are, and please go enjoy the unsweet tea at Roses as well. My fellow
I
West
do
Texans.
love their tea.
I do love their tea.
It's an institution.
It's an institution that you have to be a part of. And if you can't eat there, go get their
I
tea.
think that's probably one of the first places we ate because I was like,
I used to eat
let's
Roses.
go to Roses. And I
It was
like,
one of the first places I was like, I have to go eat at Rosa's when I moved back
Yeah.
here.
So do you want to know what my meal was?
Yes.
55, baby. It was a sour cream chicken
Enchiladas?
enchiladas.
Those are so good.
I found out recently I'm allergic to chicken.
No way.
Well, but now granted, there's only two places I eat chicken.
Yeah.
I would eat a Chick-fil-A sandwich or I would eat the 55 at Roses. I don't really eat chicken in the United States anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, because European chicken's a little bit different. But I don't eat chicken at all anymore. Weird fact. Fun fact, I don't eat chicken.
Hot take.
She
Brandy Bell doesn't eat chicken.
Like,
But I kiss him.
All
you
right.
have a love for animals that I can relate to.
I love them so much.
Like, he thinks I'm crazy because we'll be driving down the street and somebody's walking their dog, and I'm like, hey, dog.
Yeah.
I'm like, I love you, dog.
That's right. Or roll down your window. I make my husband like pull over. I'm like, oh my God, honey, there's cows. Pull over. He's like, babe, please. We're like heading to Houston. I'm like, just real quick. They want to hear my voice. Okay, random story. One time in Marfa, I was doing a ranch, and I didn't know the homeowners super well yet, but we were forming a relationship. These people are dear friends now. Like they're ride or dies in my life. But JR was out there. I didn't see him. He's putting horses in the pen. Well, I do what I do whenever I see animals. I roll down my window and I start yelling, hey, horses, 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 horses. And then I keep driving. Well, I get to the house. I mean, we're waiting for JR to come back. We're waiting. You drive a mile up a Clichy Road, get to the house. I'm like, Blair, where's JR? Where's JR? She's like, I don't know. He should have been here a long time ago. He comes in. He's pissed. He's pissed. He's sweating. He's like, we were like, where have you been? We were going to go eat dinner. He goes, well, I don't know. Maybe some crazy freaking blonde just rode by the pen, scared the hell out of the horses. They took off running, and I've had to go chase down our horses for the last hour.
Did he know it was you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's how much I love animals.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
There you go.
hilarious.
I mean, we just took in our dog almost a year ago now.
Mm-hmm.
We found him eating from a dumpster behind this building, and
You
I
saved him.
saved him. I thought
He
was,
wanted to drive away. I was
I was-
like, you stop this
that
car
was the thing.
right now.
I was like, okay, we're going to lunch. And I was like, is that a fox? Because I hear about foxes. I hadn't seen one yet. And she's like, that's a dog. And she goes, and then I was like, uh-oh, we're going to get this dog.
Yes, you are. Good for you. Tara, I have to tell you, I think you're good for Ryan.
Oh, thank you.
So let me tell you, I feel like I talk about books all the time, but that's just because where I process everything. So in my last book, I talk about always give people second chances. So one of the stories is about this big old burly man that I got in a fight with at a church camp, nonetheless, like big old, like screaming match. He is one of my dear friends now, but like I had to like, you know, because sometimes like your first impressions of people. And so my first impression of you, Ryan, you came over and visited, was, I was like, I don't know.
Was it the tattoos?
No, my kid has, now my kid in Boise has a full like half sleeve and he's got a prayer on his back and he's a big old football player. It was just like, you were a little standoffish. There was a little gut check like, he's like, you know, just, you know, there's just a little standoffish. You might have been nervous because, you
100%.
know,
Yeah.
you were in my house.
Yep.
You know, this is why I always tell people, always give people, like, always have conversations with people. Never treat that first. Like, you can have the, like, get to know you phase. If you have that little gut check, like, you need to move in slowly, right? Right. So you were one of my move in slowly. So I feel like you should always be candid in those conversations. And I'm so glad that I've gotten to visit with you and meet your lovely bride not too long ago. And, you know, people should always, you know, even when you have that guy, I call them gut checks, like you, like go slow, move with caution. Like, I don't know this person. He's a little nervous. Could have seemed a little arrogant, but that's one of my things. Like, I can come across arrogant, like I can.
Yeah.
I'm socially awkward. A lot of times socially awkward people come off as arrogant, and we're just weirdos, right? Yeah. So you're one of my. I'm glad I got to know you.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, and I hope people take the chance. You know, if they were like, "Oh wait, Yankee," because you know, if you're not from Texas, you're a Yankee.
I'm a Yankee. Oh gosh.
It doesn't matter what state you're from. I had to convince people. I'm like, no, I'm not a Yankee. I'm from Virginia, and they're like, yeah, but what? But so if you're not from Texas, you're a Yankee. So I would encourage people to have conversations with you and get to know you a little better, and you know, find out what you have to offer and why you love West Texas and why you have a beautiful wife who was born and bred here. And
she's my way in.
I mean, should be what wins you over is Terra.
Right.
Terra is precious.
100%. You know, I am. I mean, I'm super outgoing in certain situations, but I'm very shy with strangers.
Yeah.
And I sometimes just have to get over it. Like in a room, I'm like, I don't know. I'm assessing everything.
Yeah, you're a thoughtful person. I have a grandson like that.
But when you get to know me, I don't shut up, and you're going to be like, all right, listen, dude. Like, how many times are we going to talk about Facebook ads?
I love Facebook. I'm very passionate about Facebook ads. I like to talk about neuroplasticity. I call it data leaks. I get on people's nerves because I just want to talk about all the things with the brain, and people don't want to hear it. So maybe you're a Facebook ads geek.
Yeah, I'm a nerd. 100%. I just, it's just in certain situations.
Yeah. So this is why one of my life's philosophies is always talk to people again. You always should talk to people again because you never know what you're missing out.
Absolutely.
So anyway, you made me a little nervous, Ryan, but we're buds now.
I was nervous. Honestly, I was nervous coming to your house because it was an invite from another person. And she's like, oh, it's Brandy Bell, come over to our house.
Everybody always comes to my house.
Yeah. And I pull up and I see your husband and I'm like, okay, like I was assuming he was like, who
no, we live in a train station.
Yeah, who is this guy?
No, we never question random people.
He's like, all right.
Just waving, come on in.
Come on in. And I was like, okay, but.
Come on down.
Yeah. Welcome.
I was like, I don't want to like accidentally spill something. A beautiful home. I was like, oh. And that was the thing. I was like, I didn't know exactly why I was there.
I knew why you were there either.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
I was like, okay, well. So lastly, we just want to give you a chance to promote it all. Just
Yeah. You know what, really? We just need people to watch the show. At the end of the day, we need people to go to watch Keeping Good Co. And the links are, you can go to YouTube to watch it. We'd love for you to watch it on TV too. We want to support our local networks so you can see where it's airing. But we do know lots of people have day jobs. We're cool with that.
Right.
Please watch us on YouTube. Follow us on at Keeping Good Co. on Instagram. Is, all of our stuff's there. We do have a Facebook page because I am the not quite boomer. I'm a Gen Xer, but I'm basically the boomer of the team. There are younger, smarter people than me that handle the social media, so we're on Facebook. But yeah, we just we need, and we want feedback. We really do.
Sure.
This isn't a and that doesn't mean spew hate, y'all. Like, I'm not giving y'all permission to be ugly. Jesus don't like ugly. But if you want us to go to a certain city, if you want to see a restaurant, if you know of someone amazing, please tell us who they are. So one thing we're doing is Good Neighbor Awards. Mm-hmm. And so our last 3 episodes of season 1, because, we got to get it on the air so people know what it is. Mm-hmm. We want people to tell us about people in their city. And we are going to go put like a big old Good Neighbor Award in their yard and give them a gift. And these are ordinary people. This needs to be like just an ordinary person that's just loving on people. It could be she just brings people soup, right? So we do the Good Neighbor Award. The other thing is we want people sending us videos. We call them Give Back Adventures because we're not Mother Teresa. We're just on these little give back adventures, and so we want people to send us their videos. We're going to include some of them in season 2. So we need those videos for season 2. And we already have people telling us stories when we get to go out and talk about the show. They're like, oh my gosh, I have to tell you about so-and-so. I'm like, please tell them to send us a video. So watch the show, send us your videos, give us your feedback. If I got something wrong, I'm coachable, I'm teachable. I hope I teach people all the time to say sorry. Mm-hmm. I got that wrong. I'm gonna get things wrong with the show. I'm human. Tell me, use grace, use kindness. But if I get something wrong, please point it out. We're okay with that. We wanna make friends with people that don't look like us, vote like us, pray like us, or love like us. And so we want to hear from everyone. So yeah, thank you, and thank y'all for this time, and thank you for what you're doing for Midland. It's awesome.
We're trying, and like you said, that's a great segue because, please.
Yes, you got a new whole. It's not just a podcast; it's a website. It's like Yelp for Midland, but without crappy people complaining.
We're gonna. This is our own commercial now.
It's your own commercial. So you have Yelp for Midland, but you don't want people yelping. You want people what's the opposite of Yelp?
Best of.
Yeah,
best of.
TX.
Yeah, best of.
So listen, if you're a business owner or you're looking forward to support local businesses here in Midland, visit bestofmidlandtx.com. Like the YouTube channel, follow us on Instagram, follow us on TikTok, follow us wherever you.
Or you're confused, which camera? I never know which camera.
Hit me. They're all of them.
Okay. I never sometimes I have to tell the guys, I'm like, who am I talking to? They're like, Sticks. You're talking to Sticks. Or you're confused about what SEO is. Is it important? Do you need it? Do you need AdSense? Do you need those things? Ryan also does coaching. He does consulting. So he can do it for you, but he can also teach you. So you might need to hit him up for that.
Man.
Tori.
I owe you so much money, Brandy.
We need some teaching. I ain't got no money, so you ain't got no money. It's all good. Broke people learning from each other.
Thank you so much.
No, this is awesome.
Also, thank you for making Terra cry with your book.
Oh.
And laugh. I was like, what's wrong? And she's like, this book.
I'm like, it's so good.
Oh, I'm so glad. Good. Yeah, it was really hard. It was hard. It's not, I spent 20 years not building a persona, but overcoming things, right? Yeah. So it's not like I'm a different person. It's just you put things in the past and you get to the point where, I do have a healthy marriage. I have a great healthy marriage. I have a beautiful home we worked hard on. I have healthy kids and healthy grandkids. And I've worked so hard to build community and get to this point where it's why would I talk about all the crap from 20 years ago?
Right.
No one knows me as that, right? Mm-hmm. It's just, she's aggressively perky. That's Brandy Bell, right? And then to go, oh wait, now you want me to spill all my junk, but I don't over spiritualize things because I think we tend to do that. But I know God asked me to do it because it was going to change somebody's life. And so it was being obedient. Maybe this shows a little bit of that too.
We can't wait.
So.
August 25th. Catch the show. Keeping Good Company. She's keeping good company right now.
Keeping Good Company. Hey, so the Queen, I brought y'all a sticker. People are like, where's Keeping Good Company from? Well, of course, in South. Your grandmother's like, you better be careful with company you keep. You have to keep good company. But it's also the Queen song. take care of those, you call your own, and keep good company.
Love it.
And I'm a huge Queen fan.
We appreciate you being here so much. We know how busy you are.
Awesome.
Thank you for making time for us.
Yeah.
All right.
Goodbye.
All right. We'll see you soon. See you on the next one.